Hi, shalom everyone. I was just, many people online are reposting something that's in the headlines at the moment in the Jewish Chronicle, something that was posted, actually to be precise, on 10:53, I think this morning, obviously, naturally, the 10th of September. The title is Call for Unacceptable Gaza March. On Yom Kippur, they are calling for postponements within regards to this. We obviously know that Yom Kippur, 10th of Tishrei, is known as the most holiest day of the year, where many people will be fasting, one of the two holy fasts of the year, along with Tisha B'Av. So I'll just state what he's saying because it needs to be highlighted over here and urged either postponement or for it to be totally cancelled in of itself. They quote the CST, obviously the Community Security Trust, obviously always doing excellent work. It actually quotes here on the JC website, it's calling on the government to intervene urgently in plans, because I think this is planned to be a major anti-Israel march, like many of these marches have been throughout since the 7th of October. And they're planning to make it actually on Yom Kippur itself. They actually quote in the Jewish Chronicle, the demonstration organized by the Palestinian Solidarity Campaign, PSC as we'll call it, is due to take place in central London on October the 12th. Naturally, that will be on Yom Kippur, when obviously members of the Jewish community will be attending synagogues all over this specific area in London. We know there's loads and loads of different synagogues over there. Obviously, Orthodox synagogues, probably Masorti, and also Reform synagogues. Many people will be obviously praying over there and taking part and fasting also. And so, the problem is over here, it's inside the vicinity of where these protests are, within miles radiuses over here. It actually says, it's reported over here, this march potentially is set to begin at 12 p.m. Naturally, this will be at the time, and it raises concerns within the community about the impact of demonstrations on Jewish congregants as they leave the morning service, because obviously a lot of people will be coming and going throughout the day, and it's going to be very intimidating. We saw what happened in April at the time when various people tried to go through central London coming back from synagogue. I think it was from St John's Wood. It was very highly documented, and how much of problematic that actually caused there. It's the director of policy at the CST quote, it's quoted, has demanded that the march must under no circumstances pass by any central London synagogues, and has advised that the demonstration be rescheduled entirely to avoid the prayers, people davening, feeling intimidated. He said, I'll quote in the Jewish Chronicle, the prospect of an anti-Israel demonstration taking place anywhere near the central London synagogues on Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the Jewish year, and just a few days after October the 7th, anniversary, when synagogue services are going on the whole day and various congregants will be walking to and from the synagogue, is completely unacceptable. This will actually probably, because of this, I'll just add my own intake, many people might stay at home and won't pray on Yom Kippur in of itself, the holiest day of the year, where many people are. Some people might only go to synagogue on Yom Kippur, apart from smachot also. So the activist group is behind many of the pro-Palestine protests that have erupted across the country since October 7th, it's quoted. Obviously, they're quoting the anti-Semitic chants and pro-Hamas placards have often been featured in the demonstrations. They said on the Shabbat last week, on Saturday's anti-Israel march, which apparently was the 18th organised by the PSC, since October 7th, 6 demonstrators were arrested for offences, including racially aggravated public order offences in relation to signs and gestures saying criminal damage, quoted, and assault, according to Met Police. Obviously, many people have said that the figures should have been way higher, but that's I'm not getting into that now. He continues writing of it. Every time there's a large anti-Israel march, it includes people carrying anti-Semitic placards, and heartbreakingly, we've seen this throughout the TV screens, or people supporting Hamas. And he quotes even more in the Jewish Chronicle, it will be completely wrong and grossly insensitive for another such march to go anywhere near a synagogue on Yom Kippur, or to disturb Jewish people on their way to and from synagogue on such, obviously it's a solemn day, of the most solemn day of the year, the 10th of Tishrei is. And actually quote the Met Deputy Chief, even himself, Matt Twist, recently admitted that mistakes had been made in policing of the Gaza marches and that certain arrests had not been made quickly enough. So imagine it, the figures that are actually quoted over here at the moment, it's probably, there should have been way higher arrests according to this over there. And he actually himself told the police exchange think tank that we know we didn't get everything right, such as failing to immediately arrest the demonstrator, that many people were chanting for jihad, so we've seen it, many of us have been watching with the different things. So once again, it's quoted over here that these anti-Israel marches have been going on for obviously almost a year. We know that, we've seen this. Always on a Saturday, on the Shabbat, which is time here where people go to the synagogues. And are often disruptive for the synagogues in central London that are on or near the protest routes or assembly points. Some synagogues have felt the need to change their service times and cancel events when the protests are taking place. Remember, various smachots obviously take place on Shabbat where people want to come to the synagogue, bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, so on and so forth. It could be wedding, anniversary, kiddush, whatever it might be. So many different symbols. So people have had to actually stay inside the house. I remember on the 7th, I was in England for Simchat Torah, and I was in a United synagogue on the next day, on the 8th of October, and it was half empty because people were scared. He continues and states, they cause a lot of upset in the Jewish community, and a lot of people avoid central London on the days when demonstrations are taking place. The impact of the protests on Jews entering and leaving shul on Shabbat have been avoided with precise scheduling, but an anti-Israel march on Yom Kippur obviously is a unique challenge since synagogues will be attended throughout the day. Some people will be there from the beginning of the service till right at the end, as maybe some people won't want to go home for the breaks because it could be a long walk or whatever it might be. They might be in the synagogue the entire day, so that's going to disrupt the whole day for everyone. So he quotes at the end, "We are raising this urgently with the police and the government. Ideally, the demonstration would be postponed, but failing that, it must be moved well away from any synagogues or from the routes that congregants will be using throughout the day to go to and from prayers." So I urge everyone at the moment, contact the government members, anyone that you're close to, make sure that it's either postponed or cancelled. I'm not getting into that, but definitely postponement over here, because these demonstrations, people are petrified of it. I know a lot of people are very scared about it, feel really, really uncomfortable about it. People have cried on the television, so on and so forth. This must, on Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the year over here, when nearly everyone goes to the synagogue, pretty much, all over British Europe, all over the world. It's a day of forgiveness over. People are fasting. To be agitated on this day with regards to this worry, it's totally unacceptable. So this is to raise awareness of this video. It's not meant to be a political video here whatsoever. To raise awareness, contact anyone you can that this has to be cancelled on this specific day. So wishing you all brachot from Israel. Also Shana Tova or Metzukah in advance to everyone here. We're in the middle of the Hebrew month of Elul at the moment, and it's a 40-day period from Rosh Chodesh Elul all the way to Yom Kippur, where many of us have already started praying Slichot. Many people, especially go to the Kotel, especially in the night time. You can see it's packed with prayers at the moment, and we're all davening for blessings, brachot all over the world, the returning of the hostages. May Hashem protect all our soldiers, and there'll be blessing all over the world, and no need for any troubles and everything else. So wishing you all a good day, and take care.